T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's get down to our disclaimer. Today on Flight School, we've got none other than Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson, as well as Diamond Tier Edwards. We're going to chat it up today. We're going to talk about duplication. It's really the key to long-term growth and long-term income. But while we're going to give that key out today, what we can't do is we can't guarantee how much money any particular individual is going to make, because we'll give out the secrets like we are going to do today. But then there's going to be three types of people: the people that take that information and go and do a lot and make a lot, the folks that take that information, do a little and make a little, and the folks that take that information and do nothing at all and make, that's right, say it with me, nada, zilch, zuda, nothing at all. So who determines which of those three people you are? That would be you, the man or the woman looking back at you in the mirror when you brush your teeth and flossing twice a day like Mark says to do. All right. So anyway, folks, that's our disclaimer. Success is up to the individual. We just make sure we got a great environment to succeed. And that said, it's time for a word from our sponsors.
All right. Let's see here. All right, Ibüümerang family, MK coming to you from the flight deck. Let's pull up the slides. Flight school, duplication, the key to long-term growth. Darren Gibson, Presidential Darren Gibson, and Diamond Tier Edwards are going to bring the heat. Stay connected with the WhatsApp community, iboomnation.com. Go there, fill out the information. Search at Ibüümerang and click join on Telegram. What do your February leaders want for their birthdays? We are fundraising for the BÜM Foundation. You can go to the BÜMFoundation.com or your back office, and we prefer your back office. Every little bit helps the children. What does Diamond Sabina Ludvikova want for her birthday? BÜM Foundation donations. Chargebacks. If you charge back, you will be terminated. However, you can go to iboomhub.com/downloads and download the multiple use credit card form. Do not give your funds to anyone for trading. Ibüümerang will not be held responsible for your loss of funds. Don't do it, folks. Not allowed. Cross recruiting and switching teams. It's grounds for termination for both the switcher and the sponsor. This is your brick. You are a personal star achiever. 300 QV, one left, one right, 1500 QV for 10 Elevate customers. Total PQV, 1,800 in personal qualifying volume. You want every person on your team to accomplish and maintain this. CEO Circle, 10 Elevate customers. You can go to all events for free, but you've got to be qualified for 3 months in advance. CEO Corner, 25 Elevate customers. You can go to all virtual and live events, including Elevate boot camps, but you've got to be qualified for free, but you've got to be qualified for 3 months in advance. Rank Up, training call and recordings are now on iboomhub.com, and the YouTube playlist is live. It's right at the top, folks, youtube.com/Ibüümerang. Ibüümerang Rank Up presentations by your top leaders. Log into Rank Up, click prospecting videos, grab the link and send it, and you've got to match up the prospect with the presenter. Profit Snatcher testimonials now in Rank Up. Log into Rank Up, click prospecting videos, click Profit Snatcher testimonials, grab the link and send it. And again, you've got to match up the prospect with the presenter. Trade Buddy Lounge, live trading with the best profit coaches, and a Trade Buddy subscription is required. Send us your Profit Snatcher wins and Trade Buddy video testimonials. Send your Elevate and Trade Buddy testimonials to written profitsnatchers@elevate.com and tradebuddytestimonials.com for the videos, so Elevate and Trade Buddy. Profit Snatchers monthly schedule, Profit Snatchers America, every first and third Wednesday of the month. That's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is the only call today, folks. MK coming to you from the flight deck.
All right, all right, all
What's up,
right,
bro?
partner. Thank you for the video. Appreciate you, man. Great work. We appreciate you. And let's go ahead and dive in to our stuff that we need to knock out before we bring on Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson and Diamond Tierre Edwards. Folks, last chance to get your team on so they can get this training on duplication. Speaking of duplication, one of the most powerful duplication systems that I've been exposed to in the network marketing industry is building in the zones, right? It's not just a way of organizing your work, but it's also a powerful duplication system, because if you can teach your team to build this way, then you get incredible results. And so here we are, we're approaching what's called the blue zone. And for those of you that are new, we divide the month up into 3 zones where we have 3 areas of main focus. It helps us to organize our work. It helps us to create a powerful duplication system in our teams. And so in the blues, the first zone is the white zone. That's the 1st to the 10th of the month. The second zone is the blue zone, the 11th to the 20th of the month. And then finally, we'll have the gold zone from the 21st to the end of the month. But during the blue zone, our focus is massive sponsoring. In the white zone, it was massive exposure. In the blue zone, it's what? Massive sponsoring. In the white zone, we expose lots of people to the business. Here's what I want to know. How many of you did business exposures in the white zone? Here's what I want. Put how many people you exposed in the chat. You should know the number, because you got to know your numbers to grow your numbers, right? So Kevin Clayton, 8, fantastic, fantastic. How many? Put the number of people. Dr. Latrice exposed 5, excellent, good job, right? David Romero exposed 4. Good job, folks. Yvonne Turner exposed 9, right? Excellent, excellent, you guys. Fantastic. So that's what you need to be doing. Okay, here we go. They're starting to roll in. Brenda Strozier. Come on, Brenda. We need to do this thing. Kia Kinlaw, 4. 4, excellent, Kia. Thank you. Dorcas, 5. Crystal, 8. Michelle, 4. Right? So this is how you expose, right? So the first 10 days of the month is all about exposure. This next 10 days of the month are all about sponsoring. So if we can go to the next slide, we'll talk about how we actually sponsor the people, which means that we help them to join our team. But the way that we help them join our team is we identify the problem that we can help them solve. All right. Identify the problem that we can help them solve. And now we connect the solution to the problem. All right. What are some of the problems that we can help people solve? I want to see it in the chat. What are some of the problems that we can help people solve? Let's see how well you know your business. 1, we can help them travel better for less, right? 2,
Price of eggs.
The price of eggs. Exactly. Oh, I didn't see that. Price of eggs, 100%, right? The more money you make, the less painful that is. Not enough time, Crystal says on her iPhone, right? So we can help people have more time and create more income so they can free up some time. Additional income. I see that in here a few times. Dr. Latrice says there. Yvonne Turner, too much month at the end of the paycheck, right? You got more month than money, right? Tiara Martin, personal development. Exactly. Many people are in environments where they're working, but there's nobody helping them to grow. And when you come to this environment, you're going to get that type of help, right? Time freedom, community, etc. How about this? How many of you see AI as a good thing? How many of you see AI as a good thing? Right? Dave Romero does, Brenda Strozier does, Dorcas Riddick does, and it certainly is. But how many of you realize that because AI is evolving, because our society is evolving and technology is evolving, that there are some jobs that are devolving.
Yes. Yep, for sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So you've got efficiency, you've got speed, you've got the ability to leverage technology. And so people need to pivot. People need to reinvent themselves. People need to find new ways to make money that are not going to be replaced by technology. And building a business within Ibüümerang is a way that they can do that. Learning to trade is another way that they can do that. So we offer them a double solution to that issue. You can build a business, you can learn to trade, you have create two new powerful income streams at the same time that are AI proof. Does that make sense, everybody? So a strong way to be able to actually sponsor the people you exposed is by identifying what their potential pain points are and connecting this to them, right? So for example, you might be talking to someone who is a legal assistant, right? That's not an AI proof job, right? Because now, my first step to reviewing contracts is to upload the document. Did you guys know that you can upload documents into ChatGPT and Perplexity and all these different AIs? Upload the document and say, I need you to be a legal expert. Please summarize this document for me and identify any challenges that might be inside. And then literally 60 seconds or less later, it's done. So whoever's job that used to be is in jeopardy, right? AI can create spreadsheets. AI can do so many different things that we need to, be alert, right? And I see it on social media, guys. People will post the top jobs that are going to be replaced by AI. Well, that's a recruiting list, actually. When you see that list, the thing you need to do is say, who do I know that does any of those things? Who do I know that does any of those things? Then you expose those people and then you show them, hey, you know what? Here's how this can help future-proof you. And that's what helps them to join the team. Okay. So the way you do that is to follow up. You got to follow through, right? Sometimes you're going to have to drip on people for a while, but that's how you do it. Another success tip is to make sure that all of your interactions are scheduled. Make sure that all of your interactions are scheduled, right? So what that means is instead of saying, hey, okay, let's catch up next week, or I'll call you to follow up, instead of that, say, pull out your calendar. Let's just put something on the calendar and we'll catch up at this time. Maybe we only need 5 or 15 minutes, but let's go ahead and just schedule a quick time for us to catch up. All right. So that's a success tip. Always putting something on the calendar. All right. And learning to live by your calendar as well. Now, what you also want to look for are stories, success stories, because stories are what going to sell. Facts are only going to tell, but stories are going to sell, right? You might want to tell the story of how we've had several traders who started out with $1,000 or $500 or $5,000 and knew nothing at all about trading, but over time were able to become successful with their newfound knowledge and trading with our community, so that they've been able to multiply that money 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, sometimes 100 times, right? Not making guarantees about what any person can do, because I can't make guarantees about how many classes a person is going to attend. Are they going to demonstrate the initiative to go through the online training that's in the hub, right? Are they going to get up a little bit earlier or whatever they need to do, adjust their schedule so that they can trade with the community in the mornings? Are they going to learn to have proper discipline, or are they going to trade like a compulsive gambler, right? But it's all here for a person. You can tell people stories of folks who've been able to succeed, right? Also do 3-way calls, because that's going to give you third-party validation, right? Someone else telling their story or some stories, right? And that's going to provide some social proof. Then there's the whole concept of timing and positioning. Some of you guys started a run in February, and so you can let people know, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. We're in an intense overdrive period right now. We've got multiple people joining the team. I'm building a new class of 5 people. I'm building a new team to focus on 5 people or 10 people. And I only have a few spaces left. I want you to be one of those people so I can help you to be successful. Okay. So these are ways that you can help people to get sponsored. Now, what do you do? What's going to happen? Some of those people are going to join your business. And when you have those people join your business, what you want to do is you want to help them to get immediate results. You want to help them get immediate results, which is our next slide. And now what does that mean? So now that they're in the team, so what a lot of people do is they don't sponsor. They just recruit. All right. The difference in that is the people who just recruit, they get people in and then they go try to recruit somebody else. The people who sponsor people, they get people in and they take responsibility, like Dr. Latrice put in the chat, for those people getting fully in, right? We like to say that a person's not sponsored until they get their first check. So your best goal is to do that in the first 72 hours, the first week that they're in the business. Help them do these things. Number 1, get their first 2 customers. Number 2, help them enroll their first 2 team members, one on each side of their dual team, so that they're dual team qualified. And then lastly, help them get 8 more customers so that they can be in the CEO circle with a total of 10. What is that going to do? That's going to get them their first weekly check. And guess what happens when that first check comes? I remember on one company, Mark, that I was in, I enrolled this guy and we were marketing telecommunication services, right? The margins on that are really small, so the commissions on that are really small. But he joined the team, he went out and got all these customers, and he got his first check, and his first check was 25 cents. But it might as well have been $25 million. Because when he got that, he came over my house. He was going crazy. I can't believe this dude's going crazy over 25 cents. But that's when I learned that when that new person gets paid, that flips the "this is real" switch for them. Yeah. Because that showed him that this is real, because that showed him that, okay, if I get customers, I get paid, and the company knows how to pay me. He went crazy and became my top builder in the business. So folks, you want to help people get that first weekly check, because like Diamond Tier said in the chat, for small wins create big momentum. So this is the power of the zones. Don't take it lightly. Organize your activities this way. And now you guys have the blueprint for success in the blue zone. You guys ready? If you're ready for the blue zone, if you're ready to rock the blue zone, say I'm ready. We got 5 days left in the blue zone. If you're ready to take this information and go put it to work, say I'm ready in the chat. Okay, good. Fantastic. I'm seeing some readies, ready, Freddie. Okay, good. Fantastic. All right, let's talk about a big event that we've got coming up. You've got none other than Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson hosting the Comma Club event on March 8 and 9. Special guest, Holton Bugs, and other special guests to be announced.
It's you.
Hey. I'm trying to get myself on the flyer. I'm trying to get on the flyer here. I think I'll be on the flyer by the end of this week. I'll be on the flyer by the end of this week, folks. We're going to have a great time in Indianapolis. This is going to be really strong 2 days. Great time with Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson, Mr. Holton Bugs, Diamond Tier Edwards, myself, and so many others that are going to help you help you get your business going in the right direction. Comma Club tickets are on sale at commaclubtickets.com. And some of you guys are like, what is the Comma Club? Well, the Comma Club is you first join the Comma Club when you have your first $1,000 month. Okay. Then when you start to make $1,000 in a week, and then when you consistently make $1,000 in a week, that is how you are fully in the Comma Club. And by the way, who wouldn't like to make $4,000 or $5,000 a month extra money? Who would not like to make that? Right. And that's what we're here to show you, how you can make that extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month here in Ibüümerang with Elevate. Okay. So that's what's going to go down at the Comma Club. Get your tickets now. Now, if you haven't bought a ticket yet, the question is, why not? Why not? Right? We haven't overloaded you with events. So this is a great opportunity for you to get some proximity. Everybody write that down. Proximity, to be in the presence of, to be around people who are having success and have some of that success rub off on you. So I'm going to challenge you guys to buy your tickets today to the Comma Club. I know space is limited. Let's make sure that you're in the house, and we'll be excited to see you there and to rock and roll with you. All right. Next up, we have our winner circle. All right. We didn't ping anybody today, but you have at least one person, uno, who wants to come and talk about the progress they're making toward their 25 goals. Just one. Just one. Like the preacher says on Sunday, won't you come? I just wanted to say that. We got a bunch of shy people today. We got shy folks. Okay. Okay, here we go. We got Joe Peach. Come on, let's get Joe Peach on. He wants to talk about his success. He's been being disciplined. He put his blueprint together. Mark, you got him?
Yeah.
Joe Peach, keep an eye on your screen. We got to promote you to panelist first. It's going to ask for your permission. And then once you accept that, we'll be able to get you on here.
There we go.
But folks, here's what I want to encourage you. You know, we put our plans together and we did it together in December, and it wasn't just a one-off exercise. What I want to challenge you today to do, this is your homework assignment, pull out that plan, sit down and review it. Sit down and review it. All right, we got Joe Peach. We got him on camera. What's up, brother? How you doing? Aloha, baby. There we go.
Aloha. What's going on? That's right.
Am I doing it right? What's the turn the hand this way? Okay, I gotta do it this way.
Either way, if you go like this, you're waving at somebody far. If you're doing like this, you're somebody close. I
just wanted to make sure I wasn't throwing up the wrong gang signs.
No, you're doing the right thing, brother. How you doing?
Okay. Because there's some neighborhoods, you do it the wrong way, you know, have bad consequences.
I hear you.
All right. Hey, Joe, so talk to us, man. You had some goals, you sticking to it, you got some success. Do share.
Yeah. Well, it actually started before the new year. And that's something that I learned from you guys, is that, you know, if you're gonna do anything in the new year, start it early to get some momentum going. And that has really, really helped me out. And I started a progressive trading account growth goal.
Okay.
And what I decided to do was I decided to start very small, so that it was something that, just like we're teaching about today, could be duplicatable. Mm-hmm. So I started with $10. And I said, okay, I'm going to take $10. And every day, I'm going to add $10 plus 1%. First day, it's only $10.10. Yeah, I mean, $10 and, 10 cents. And currently, it's about $870. That I've grown my account to $10 plus 1% every day.
Hold on. You said 870.
870.
Okay, hold on a second. And you started with $10.
And I started with $10.
So now you've grown this account by $860 new dollars.
That's right.
So you've grown this account by
870%. or no,
860%.
860%.
860% return in what period of time?
That's since December 19th.
December 19th. So if December 19, January 19 is 30 days.
That's
we are-
nearly 60 days, but not
We're not
quite.
even 60 days. You're up 860%.
And that's for me because what I had been doing is I'd been taking medium-sized accounts. I've been trading and getting greedy because I hadn't liked the number that it was growing to. And I've been losing. But with this way, even if I'm not trading, which I've been just demo trading and resetting myself, I'm able to put this money in based on my work and know that I'm growing my account to something that I'll be able to actually use. Right. And that's really, really been helping me, just having kind of a ritual that I could stick to. And I've been doing that with a lot of stuff. Like I've been doing push-ups. I've been doing 50 push-ups every day. I've been spending a lot more time with my daughter. And it's been really interesting. And it's really felt like a win because I had a very difficult start to the year. I had a couple of tires bust. I had somebody throw something on my windshield and it broke, cost me $2,000 to fix. I had to move out of my apartment. Like, things are rough, but I'm sticking to this ritual and I know that the success is coming on the other side. So it's been really beautiful. It's been incredibly intentional. And a lot of it has to do with the connection that I have with you guys and this team.
Man, that is absolutely phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. Way to go. Can we put some fire emojis in the chat for Joe? Because anybody who has taken the trading journey knows what it takes to get to that point where you can start to have that type of consistent results on a day-to-day basis without, taking major steps backwards. Right. So that takes a lot. And another thing, Joe, that I love that you just showed everybody is how that expression, how you do anything is how you do everything, is so true. Because like you said, that discipline is now it's in the rest of your life. You're doing your push-ups, you're more intentional in your relationships, all the things that you put on that blueprint, you are starting to see the fruit and the rewards of your consistency. And we love it, bro. We love it. Gotta celebrate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on here and sharing your wins with us. Love to see you back in a month or so and give us an update on those numbers and how things are going. Okay.
For sure, man.
Awesome,
hope you guys are having a great week, and I look forward to the rest of the training. It's been a great Valentine's Day for me. I had something to look forward to. I'm in Colorado with my girl right now.
Nice.
Life is really good.
Sounds like a win. Sounds like a win. And you know what? I hope that we get to see you in Indianapolis in March.
Oh, I'm going to be there. I got my ticket already. I'm going to fly out from Hawaii. It's a long flight, but it's going to be worth it. I'm really excited to be there.
Nice, nice. Well, you know what? In some circles, they might say that going from Hawaii to Indianapolis is a downgrade, but it's going to be an upgrade because you're going to be there with presidential diamond Darren Gibson, industry icon Holton Bugs.
Exactly. It's the rooms you're in, not the place where the rooms are.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's Indianapolis, and I'm just saying that because I give PDDG a hard time all the time. All right, cool, Joe. Thanks for coming on here with us. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, and we're gonna go from Joe Buddy to Trade Buddy, because what's Trade Buddy been doing this week, Mark? Trade Buddy been buddying?
Yes, he has been buddying. Trade Buddy, the week of 210 through 214. Gold, 11 trades, 10 wins. Max pips, 2,667. Win rate, 91%. Profit per one lot traded, $26,670. GJ, 8 trades, 6 wins. Max pips, 490. Win rate, 75%. Profit per one lot traded, $3,042. UCAD, 10 trades, 6 wins. Max pips, 237. Win rate, 60%. Profit per one lot traded, $1,734. One ongoing trade, 29 trades, 22 wins, 76% win rate, 3,394 pips. Boom.
Diamond Tier is having a calculator gasm over here. Because if you would have taken all of these trades at a full lot, you would have made $31,446 total. And yes, Dr. Latrice beat you to the numbers. But man, I tell you right now, here is the deal: 76% win rate. Now listen, you're like the little kid says on Instagram. Listen, Linda. Joe Peach, with what he has learned from Elevate and our community, just turned $10 into $870, an 860% increase. Trade Buddy just went 76%, right? 29 trades, 22 wins, and it could be 23 because one of them is still running, right? Product works. The product works. If you can't sell a product that works, I mean, this works. You have the information, you have the live coaching and training, the camaraderie, and you even have an automated system that's giving you that nudge saying, hey, I think this is a good trade. So folks, we got some folks out there, some people out there that need saving, hope, encouragement, an opportunity, a way, and we have that. So I just want to encourage you guys, let's share that. And speaking of sharing, it's time to bring on my other buddies. These are the rock stars who are making it happen. First, let's bring on Diamond Tier Edwards. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Man, I'm dynamic. How y'all feeling?
He's dynamic. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're good, bro. We're absolutely good. Look at you all clean shaven and looking 12. Looking real.
I had to clean some stuff up, but the beard coming back, slowly but surely.
Looking really young. I love it. I love it. Awesome. And let us bring on our presidential diamond, Darren Gibson, PDDG. Where you at? Where you at?
I'm here. I'm here.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey, man, I had to change shirts, man. I saw MK wearing a tight shirt. I said, let me get my extra small so I can look bigger.
Oh, my God. And so it begins. And so it begins. All right, awesome. So how you guys doing? I mean, I'm excited about Comma Club, sir. You want to tell people about it? PDDG?
Yeah. Comma Club, we were having a conversation with our CEO, Mr. Bugs, and the company's going through some changing some furniture around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm changing up my verbiage when it comes to this business because people get confused when they hear certain titles and they hear certain ranks. And just because you're a certain title doesn't mean that you're a leader. So I really want to change it up to productivity of you getting paid. And me and Mr. Bugs, we came up with the idea, and along with Tier, let's start rewarding people on productivity. And let's come up with this club. I mean, people got different things going on, but let's start rewarding individuals first when it comes to them having a comma in their check on a monthly base, and then them moving up from a comma, in their check on a monthly base to having a comma on a weekly base. And what gets rewarded gets repeated, right? So right. Let's go ahead and just reward the individuals that are making it happen, the tree shakers that know how to build this thing and know how to be effective and productive and not just busy, right? So Comma Club came from, let's stop using the verbiage of diamond, emerald, ruby, presidential, blue diamond, black diamond. Let's start talking about individuals that are really the movers and shakers, and their income is changing every single week, every single month, because that tells us that you are a leader. That right there tells me that you are a producer and not just hanging on to this title, if that makes sense to you.
It makes total sense. It makes absolutely total sense. And I fantastically love it. So what can people expect at this event?
Well, MK texted me last night and I wanted to give him some feedback, but right now the ideas are just going, it's a highway of just new ideas coming from Mr. Bugs and myself and Tier. And the biggest thing that you're going to learn is how to earn income. We're going to teach you one, leadership, what we're going to talk about today, leadership, how to build the skill of leadership, how to enroll, how to communicate, how to get people to say yes, because you are a yes if you change your mentality, and we're going to talk a lot about that as well. And then we're going to move from that to, obviously, Donnie Pitts will be here. We'll have some trading ideas. We'll have some good stuff when it comes to what to do with the dollar, because we always talk about Ibüüm as the cash cow, what to do with the milk so that we're not just drinking the milk like a 9-to-5er, right? We're taking the milk and putting it somewhere where it's going to multiply, and we're going to show you how to do that so that you can stay in the Comma Club on both sides of the end. Leadership over here with Ibüüm, and when it comes to the assets of you trading, just like Joe, just phenomenal, testimony, $10 from 800 to 800 and something dollars now. That's what we want to show you guys of how to think things through. And I'm gonna tell you right now, T Gray, if they utilize it, which I'm pretty sure they will, because people are sick and tired being sick and tired right now. If they utilize it, they'll see their results change within the next 30, 60, 90 days.
Gotcha. Wow. This could be totally, totally life-changing. You said Donnie Pitts is going to be there too?
Gonna be there.
Wow. Awesome. Thierry, are you excited about Diamond Thierry? Are you excited about Comma Club?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's the simplicity, because having the conversation that we had with Mr. Bugs on Monday, one thing that really stuck out to me that I'm looking forward to people that are actually attending is, number one, the simplicity, because a lot of people, of course, are seeing the furniture move around when it comes to the company, but it also puts things in perspective of, okay, I'm not where I want to be when it comes to my business. So let me go ahead and start some movement. And then once that movement starts to build up, then I can develop a rhythm. Once that rhythm starts to get in motion, now I can have some momentum. And so essentially, I think this event will really create that momentum that people are looking for, but they got to start with some type of movement right now.
Absolutely. 100%. Well, listen, guys, let's talk about our topic today. Let's go ahead and dive in and talk about duplication. Everybody out there who's watching, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Zoom, I want to see you put the word duplication in the chat. Duplication, because duplication is probably the most important concept to grasp in order to be successful long-term in this network marketing industry and in Ibüümerang. So first, let me just start with you, Diamond Tier. When you hear the word duplication with regard to our business, what is it that comes to mind for you?
Copy and paste. And the reason why I say copy and paste is because there are individuals that cannot copy your personality, but they can copy the activities that you put out, or that you example, or be an example of. So therefore, whenever I'm connecting with new individuals, or I'm sponsoring new individuals, I want to make sure that I communicate with them simple tasks that they can follow that will lead them to the goals that they want to accomplish. Right? Because at the end of the day, if I am showing them, if I'm being an example of something that they cannot do, in their mind, their belief is thinking, I can't do that. And if they have the thought of, I can't do that, therefore they will not do it. So I have to, number one, be the example. I have to give them examples of how to do certain things without it being such a burden, or, very challenging for them to go out there and do it. So like, for example, anytime I'm communicating with a person, I always ask them, well, once they get in, can you do exactly what I taught you to do? In the back of their mind, I'm thinking, What do you mean? You haven't taught me anything. Yes, I have.
Mhm.
I've taught you how to build the business without you knowing that you're already building the business. Well, what do you mean? Well, I want you to go step by step on how I essentially got you started. When I first communicated with you, did I talk about the company? Did I talk about the products? Did I talk about the services that we provide? No, you didn't. What did I talk about? Well, I talked about, your goals, what you really wanted to accomplish. What did you want to improve? I found this a problem that you had, and I shared with you a solution. But in order for me to share with you the solution, you had to be what? Open to it. And like, oh, well, I guess you did. And now they go from, okay, well, you did, and once I found that solution or found a problem, I asked you, would you be open to taking a look at what's going on or what I have that could help you with that problem? Oh, you did say that. Then they watched the video, or they came to a call, or they had a one-on-one meeting and I got them on a phone call with Mr. Gibson.
Mhm. Mhm.
These are all activities. These are all action steps that leads them to duplicating what you do. I always tell people, hey, look, in this business, this is a monkey see, monkey do business. Because as parents, now, of course, I don't got no kids, but as parents, what do? Well, you teach your kids by what you do, not only by what you say. And so that's what I think about when it comes to duplication, copy and paste.
Wow, copy paste. I love it. Copy paste. It's so relatable as a concept. PDDG, my brother.
No,
What do you?
I'll vouch for what T just said. I mean, it's called sponsibility. You have the sponsorability, and you always want to. Um, when I recruit somebody, my goal is to T Gray get them into motion, like Tier just said, and replace myself so that I can move on to the next person, so that I can ABR always be replacing, move on to the next person and develop them so that they can start leading themselves. And the faster I can get them to start leading themselves, the faster I can move on. And you don't have to worry about this leg of business, that leg of business, because you've already programmed them, you've already worked with them, you've already showed them how to duplicate. I believe the biggest problem, T Gray, is networkers. They treat their people like slaves, just being honest, right? And they want them to do everything, and whatever the case may be,
How
that's
about slaves and property?
slaves and property, right? We see it happen all the time, right? And if you want to move up in rank and move up in income, you're going to have to pass the baton down to somebody that's raising their hand saying, "Hey, listen, I'm ready for leadership," and you develop that person, as Tier just said. But most leaders sometimes are a cap for their peoples to grow, because they don't allow them to grow because of insecurities or whatever the case may be. It's your job when you bring somebody in the business to get them growing and get them moving into leadership, moving into presenting for themselves, closing or opening the calls for themselves, whatever the case may be, enrolling people by themselves. You want those individuals to do that, but you need the help first. So if you're brand new, I don't want you all just jump into conclusion and saying, "Hey, I'm doing this by myself." Build some success stories with your leader, build some confidence with your leader, and then you can move on. Mr. Bugs talks about all the time, T Gray, you're either working in somebody's business or on somebody's business. When you're working on somebody's business, I can work on Tier's business. I can mentor Tier through his organization. But if Tier is not confident enough, or he doesn't have the mindset just yet, I have to work in his business because he's not ready just yet. So there's two things: working on or working in. And you can't move too fast with certain individuals. They're like babies, like Tier just said. It takes some time for them to understand it. It takes some time for them to grasp it. Will they get some results before then? Absolutely. But it takes some time for you to grow. And that's what I believe duplication is all about.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, folks, there's the foundation for our conversation. And what I would add to that is that, so many people, one of the biggest mistakes that they make, and gentlemen, I'm sure that you guys can agree with this, is that people become individual contributors, right? And they're the only one that is selling the products or recruiting people into the company, and that's their full focus at what they can do. And when you do that, that's going to give you a measure of success, but it's not going to get you to where you are, because at this point in time, now your success is limited to your personal efforts. And network marketing is about leverage, right? And that's having a lot of people doing a little bit so that a lot gets done, and that happens on a consistent basis. And so that's where the duplication comes in, because that's how you create what's called predictable and sustainable growth in your business. Now, one thing that contributes to the ability to have duplication is systems. Can you guys talk a little bit about how systems create duplication, or feed in or encourage duplication in the business?
Here.
Yeah. So when it comes down to systems, I'll put it like this: it's always good to be in a position where they can not only just see what you've done, but you can also teach somebody how to do it without you essentially being there. And what I mean by that is essentially just having like a sequence of action steps. Let's say, for example, we got a weekly training call that breaks down exactly what steps you need to take for you to get to this next level. Having certain calls with individuals that are good in certain points that can break down, hey, this is what we can do better in this point, or just really just breaking down the basics. Having opportunity calls and having that scheduled, team trainings, having that scheduled, weekly meetings where everybody comes together and they can do some type of activity to expose or share the business. It's always something that's going to be in a position where everybody can come together and duplicate or follow the same actions, if that makes sense.
Wow. Correct. Absolutely. 1000% agree with you. PDDG.
Yeah, systems are very important. I mean, because you can't, you can't, the biggest thing that people, the misconception when they come in this business, they see, um, people like yourself, T Gray, MK, myself, T, and they try to mimic that, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you just follow the system, because you can't duplicate a person, but you can duplicate a system. So with the system, with that being said, for instance, there's calls that we have every week. And this is where I start turning into the mentorship mode, T Gray, where when we have calls, but nobody invites to the calls. Okay, well,
Right.
that's a part of the system. So,
Mhm.
we need to train you up on how to invite them.
Mhm.
Uh, and even T Gray, I got somebody on the line right now, and I said, "Hey, listen, what are you doing Saturday morning at 9 a.m.?" Nothing. And I just met this young lady at the gym, and I said, "You should join this call with some phenomenal individuals." I leveraged up. I edified Mark. I edified T Gray. Edified Tier. And said, you need to be on here because I remember you saying that you want to, because she says she wants to travel more and she wants to do, X, Y, Z. She just joins this call and then she sees me on the call. She said, "Why didn't you just tell me that you were going to be on the call too?" That's not a part of the system. I'm still following. I'm still doing the same exact thing. What you all are doing is what she just texted me and said, "Why couldn't you just tell me all the information if you're going to be on the call talking?" She's on the line right now. And I said, "Well, that's not a part of our system." Because like Tier said, based on how people get started in the business is based on how they're going to get their people started in the business and their people started in the business. So this is why
Right.
need to know everything, even though we've been around the block for 4 years with this company coming up in May, doesn't mean I'm still the commercial. I'm not the movie. And that's a part of
Right.
the system well. So there's a lot of things that go hand in hand, T. Gray, when people just gift wrap the business based off of what they want, based off of tailoring it around them. And that's what makes this business attractive, if that makes sense.
You know, you just dove into my next point of duplication, right? So when the first part was, creating systems, but then the other part was what you just said, and Tier touched on it earlier, is that people are going to do what you do, not what you say. So one way you create that duplication is by making sure you go about it the right way. And like
Right.
in this example that you just gave, PDDG, you were like, okay, you need to get on this call because you're going to hear from T. Gray, you're going to hear from Mark, you're going to hear from Tier, and you left yourself out. You edified everybody else that was there, and you didn't make it about you. And the reason you did that, and I want everybody to understand that, is so that now this is a training. Right? This is now a training. So now this person doesn't have to believe, it doesn't have to be about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And because that's what's going to happen. Your team is going to copy what you do, not what you say. You can teach and train the right thing all day long, but then go and do something different. And that's what your team is going to do. And do you guys have any further thoughts on that about?
It's,
Well, yeah,
it's
if I would have went into the whole I'm sorry, Tier. If I would have went into the whole company and went into all, she's thinking, can I do what you're doing?
Mhm.
And in most cases, some of us sound attractive, some of us are better communicators, some of us are, but they can't. They're looking to see, can I do what this person's doing? Can I say what this person's saying? Prime example, Alex. I mean, love the guy. He's one of my good friends now. He just came back from, came to Indiana, and he wants to know everything about the business, about the comp plan, about this. And I said, that is not how this business works. It's a bite. This is not a corporation where you have to sound smart. Listen, communicators make complicated things very simple.
Mhm.
Educators make simple things very complicated.
Wow.
Be a communicator and make things, simplify certain things. Like I just said, I did not uplift me. I did not edify me, because I would have looked crazy and she would have said, who the heck does this guy think he is, by me edifying me? I edified and gave the torch to MK, gave the torch to T. Gray, gave the torch to Tier. And then I brought a little bit of the products. We don't go over the products, but you'll see the community and you'll see the things. And you may even hear some success stories like Joe, that the things that you can do that he's done as well. And she's texting me, why couldn't you just do this? I'm explaining to you right now, because that is not
Exactly. And you know what? You're right, because this is not a presentation, but it's a great environment for people to see who we are and what we do, right? And I mean, I'm so glad we had Joe on here, because to whoever that person is, I'm talking to you right now. One of the things I want you to realize is that Joe, he had a day where he knew zero about trading. Right? He knew zero about trading. He came into contact with our product here, which is called Elevate. He took the online classes. He took the live classes, right? He took the recorded classes, the live classes, and he's now learned to trade to the point where he's had an 860% result over the last not even a full 60 days, right? That is insane. And if you trace that out through the end of the year, if he continues to do that, he will literally have turned $10 into thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And that's what's possible when you learn how to trade. So this product really works, and we just want to welcome you to the family in advance, because so many of us are experiencing that same result. And then to accelerate your earnings even further, if you latch on to what Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson is going to share with you, and I love that he didn't tell you who he is. He's the top earner in the whole company. But what he did, the other thing that we've all done is we've all learned how to build a business. And when we share this blessing with other people and this opportunity with other people, that's a whole nother income stream that you can have that can't, again, no one can take that from you. There's no AI that's going to come and take it away from you. That's phenomenal. Speaking of Donnie Pips, we talked about Donnie Pips a little bit earlier. There's Donnie Pips in the chat. Emerald Donnie Pips, what's happening? And one thing that we did not announce earlier before we continue our conversation on duplication, and it's actually an example of duplication, tell you the truth, is that we have today's Elevate training is Bitcoin and beyond. We have that now on Saturdays with Diana Hardy. Diana Hardy, we thank you for stepping up and serving the team. She does not work for the company. She's just one of the students who's become a teacher, right? Because she's been very successful. Diana, I remember when you first started trading, right? Do you remember that? Diana had the most incredible beginner's luck that anybody could have. I think she turned like 50 cents into $50,000. Okay, I'm exaggerating, right? But she really did have this insane result. And then she hit the struggle. She went through that period, that valley where she was like, okay, wait a second. Maybe she started overthinking it or whatever, I don't know. But now then she had to hunker down and truly become a student. And then she took, there she goes, she put it in the chat, $500 in 3 weeks to $56,000, right? And I can tell you right now, it was just because she was just latched on to the trading community, just in there, but she still didn't know what she was doing. Well, she went in and she studied. She took all the classes. She studied. She took personal coaching, all of the above. And now here she is. She is rocking it. And she's taking other people along for the ride. So Diana, thank you for stepping up. We appreciate your service to the company. And on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, so that's today, 12 p.m. Eastern, if you're in the Central Time Zone, that's 11 a.m., Diana is doing Bitcoin and beyond. It's a combination of live trading and education. And Bitcoin is making some great movements, and there's some great money to be made. And she's part of that squad, that education squad that Emerald Donnie Pips has pulled together. And we just appreciate you so much. And so let's go ahead and make sure we drop that in the chat. Mark, I think you have it in your WhatsApp. I gave it to you. Let's drop that in the chat and let's continue to talk about duplication. And the reason that's a duplication story is because she plugged into a coach, a mentor, Donnie Pips, and she's learned to duplicate and look at the results. So this just one more reason that this environment that we've built here and what we've put together absolutely works in a phenomenal way. Gentlemen, one of the things that makes duplication possible is the idea of keeping it simple. I'd love to hear from both of you about the idea of keeping it simple and how that facilitates duplication.
D, I'm gonna let you go first.
No, I'm gonna let you go.
No, you first.
Because
So like for me, simplicity is everything. Because again, when you have simplicity, you don't have confusion. And I'm gonna say that one more time. When you have simplicity, you don't have confusion. And I remember when I first actually watched Mr. Holtenbug's Red Jacket training, we tried our best to duplicate that, but it wasn't the same until we actually started to work with him and I started to understand the little things behind it. And it just made things easier, but more simpler for me to go out there and duplicate what he was telling us. So in this case, I like to look at simplicity like a conveyor belt. Because if you look at, let's say, a car, there's multiple pieces that go into that car. In order for you to complete the car, you got to go through these multiple steps. When it comes down to simplicity, you go one step at a time. And sometimes you can even skip steps. But if you do, you might miss out on that piece that's the most important.
Right.
When it comes down to the simplicity of building this business, it's important that you go step by step, because if you skip steps, you can't teach the next person how to get to the finish line, to the finished product. So if I'm going from, hey, do you want to take a look at my business, without me knowing exactly what this person is looking for, what problem they're trying to solve, I'm going to do what? I'm going to stop the conveyor belt. I won't go too far. So what I need to do is I need to identify what are these simple steps that will lead me to collecting a yes. And I think that's one of the most important things when it comes to simplicity is start collecting more yeses. How many yeses can you collect? When you ask the right questions, it should lead to a yes, I'll take a look. Then after you get a yes, I'll take a look to yes, I wanna have a conversation with the sponsor or the upline, the leader, a story that's relatable to that person. And I go from the relatable story and talking to the upline to yes, I'm ready to make the decision to get started. Not only am I ready to make the decision, yes, I'm deciding to get started. What's the next step? Also, now I'm in the system. Now that I'm in the system, now let me go ahead and create this list. Now that I go from the list, now I learn how to invite, and I invite with my mentor. I invite with, the sponsor that's helping me launch my business.
Right.
And then now we have even more steps that's going to lead us to duplicating this system or have a conveyor belt of people that's going through this same funnel. So that's what I like about simplicity.
When you talk about the conveyor belt concept, I remember a conversation you and I had a while ago when we were working on some things. And, when I think about that conveyor belt, I think about a factory that produces a nut, right? That's all it produces, a nut that goes on a bolt, right? And just think about that conveyor belt, and it comes down and the machine just goes, yeah, yeah, and that's really what you want your business to become. You want your business to become a factory that stamps out comma club earners, right? And just a new person joins and they're making $1,000 a week, right? Because we have a system that we follow that consistently produces a good result. So I appreciate that conveyor belt analysis. PDDG, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say that simplicity, the biggest thing what I've learned is division causes destruction. And when people are doing multiple different things, the group gets confused. You want to, like Mr. Bugs, he talks about it all the time, stick to something for 30, 60, 90 days. Let's say T Gray, I enroll you. We're talking about 5K Club. We're talking about Comma Club. We're talking about Sapphire, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Talking about Brick. We're talking about all this stuff. I know there's a lot of different things that we have, but you want to keep that main thing the main thing for whatever frequency that person's on at that in particular moment. So
right.
Mr. Bugs used a great analogy of flight school and our business, where we talk about different plays. When you jump on this call with flight school, we talk about multiple different plays, but when you're in the game of basketball, you're going to play the play that's much needed at that time, at that in particular time. So a lot of individuals we need to understand, like you just said, T Gray, there's a step-by-step process. And what most people do is they see, oh, well, hold on, I see MK's on the 5th step, so let me do what MK's doing because he's on the 5th step. No, you stay on the step that you're at, and eventually you'll get to that 5th step, but you can't skip steps. God is going to bring you back if you skip some steps, right? So you got to stay on the steps of where you are when you first come in the business. Make a list, have a launch, have 4 to 5 launches lined up in the next 30 days, whatever the case may be, based on how fast or how slow you want to go. But all these things that we give individuals is based off of the steps. And what most people try to do is they try to overcomplicate the system, overcomplicate certain things because they want the results really quickly. There's nothing wrong with that. But taking things step by step, you can actually have a quantum leap much bigger than you trying to rush certain things out. It's like a ripple effect, right? If you stay in alignment with the steps of what you're trying to do. So I believe that if we just keep it simple and they know what step the person is on based on the mentor and the mentee, people will start seeing results in a big way. But people are just having and adding certain things. T Gray, I enrolled you, and then you're fired up for Comma Club, and then MK gets in the business, and then next month we change it to Drama Club. I don't know. We change all these names. We have all these titles, whatever it is. And then MK's like, wait a minute, I saw T Gray do Comma Club. Now we're changing the name to this. You're confusing certain things. You're confusing certain groups.
Right.
And when there's division, there's destruction. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, as we round the corner in this conversation, I'd like us to talk about the benefits of duplication, because duplication really is the way to build that true time freedom and the financial freedom that everybody seeks. Love for you guys to talk more about, how that happens.
Duplication to me is we're facilitators. We are mentors, and we want to build a business of, this is a auto ship business. This is a business that you bring people in and you keep them in. This is a business where you help individuals create their own self-image, their own confidence, their own teams, and allow them to grow in the way that they're looking to grow. Like I said earlier today, T Gray, most networkers aren't doing that. We're treating them like we're selling a program and we're mentoring people, and they're only looking at lookatme.com. No, it's this duplication is something that you ask for when you join the business, a real residual income. Residual means it keeps coming in, whether you do something or not. T Gray, I would hear stories when I first got started from Linda Proctor and all these individuals, and where people would get sick and they couldn't work on their business, but their business started growing. And when they came back, when they got healthier, their business was ×3 than when it was when they left. So, I mean, that's what real residual income is really all about. If you have duplication, if you have a system, Mr. Buggs shared a prime example. He said, don't quote me, I know this is being recorded, but I believe he said sapphires. He was trying to break some sapphires and he couldn't break over 50 some sapphires a month. And he had trainings all day long, and couldn't break it. And then one month he said, listen, let me change something up that was very uncomfortable for him. Let me change certain things up, and let me just do this one training this 1 month. And I'm going to tell them what they're going to get if they hit this rank. And he said that next month there was over 400 something sapphires in one doggone month, because he had duplication and because he had a system. And that turns me on, where you can have a business that, wouldn't you like to have diamonds and you go to a convention and they're like, hey, I'm one of your diamonds, and you've never met the person before because of the duplication, because of the system. But what most individuals want, they want to be a part of the story because they want the glory. In this business of networking, sometimes you're going to have people come in like you, T Gray, MK, Tier, and explode, and it won't need your attention at all because you have duplication and you have a system. That's what real residual income means to me.
Amen, brother. You took the page right out of my notes. I said that when your duplication is in place, your income keeps growing, even if you have to take time off. And so we talked about, what you saw with the Proctors, and I've seen that with every successful leader I've seen in this industry that has managed to create duplication. When they take time off, their business grows. Now, I've seen leaders that are high earning leaders where they don't have a system in place and they take time off and their income drops. All right. So the difference has been, which ones are system and duplication dependent and which ones are not. Well, I tell you what, this has been absolutely fantastic. And I think what we need to do in the coming weeks is really show people teach people exactly the system and take them on a journey with us. I know there'll be some of that taking place at Comma Club, but let's get together and just fine tune the system that we're going to teach our folks that are here with us, that want to build with us, so that we can create some incredible success. All right. Appreciate you guys for joining us today, taking time out of your diamond time and spending some time with us today. And before we go, let's go ahead and take our picture. Hey, everybody, get ready for our screenshot. Here we go. On 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you for keeping us on track here, putting the training together for us. And everybody, let's have a rocking Saturday and let's have a strong close to the blue zone. And we'll be back next week talking about the gold zone.
Love you, ambassadors.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.